September 2013. The Malt Shovel, Usbridge. The Middlesex Mini Club are about to set off for their tour of the Brecon Beacons, or as they say in Wales, the Banno Brycheiniog. Well, that's what it says here. Mike's marigolds came in handy. Haha.
Spoil all these fun now, saying nice. Just put it on the floor. Right.
The points need adjusting.
You can't see it, doesn't look good to me then. Mike, was it you?
Was this a pointless exercise? Get it?
See it opening up.
Well.
At last they were on their way. 7 classic minis. The weather was true to form. Torrential rain, as forecast. But with a little help from a couple of jump cut edits, they were soon in Wales. Taking a detour, they stopped off at the Little Dean Jail Museum, a former jail and police station in the Forest of Dean.
Pulled the rubber off.
Oh, so he's using protection then?
The museum's publicity promised a no-holds-barred Aladdin's cave of disturbing, quirky, and at times taboo subject matters. There certainly were some arresting sights. Oh dear. The man in charge warned of the horrors awaiting them. For the club members, this was the main attraction, the UK's only permanent collection of Quadrophenia memorabilia. Fathom groovy. Bellboy, got to get running now. Keep the lip button down. The instruments of torture were no laughing matter. Oh dear. Having seen quite enough, they set off for Brecon. Poor Eric got left behind. They were staying at a local B&B, near Brecon town centre. The next day, Saturday, and the weather had cheered up. The minis filed out one by one, and set off to explore the best roads in the Brecon Beacons. The locals were unmoved by the sight of the classic minis. Dumb animals.
One of the best animals I've had for a long time.
There were some spectacular views on the B4519, bordering the Army's training area.
Yeah, we're dropping down to Garth now.
Alec needed to test the stability of his car. Some Mini drivers like to rock. Some like to roll. Oh, bad joke. Some say the Abergwesian Pass, a 20-mile stretch of road that crosses the Cambrian Mountains, is one of the most epic driving roads in the country, and amongst the best in Europe. As the Minis drove to their next destination, a small bit of trim fell off the minivan. Without a care, everyone drove over it. They took a short break from driving to stretch their legs and other limbs.
Hey! Jack.
Yeah, go. I've got a video.
One more for going.
Some minis were getting dirty. Very dirty. Oh dear.
This is the start downstairs, guys. Short it down.
The Devil's Staircase passes through some trees, before revealing one of the most breathtaking views in the whole of Wales. A single-track road carves its way through the bottom of the valley in an area known as Abergwesen Common. The roaming sheep will catch out the unwary, as will rocks that menacingly hug the roadside. After a short break, where Debbie played Mum, the Middlesex Minis set off again, unaware of the serious shock awaiting them.
Hello?
Hello.
Let's go. Let's go, go, go.
It was the minivan's turn to lead the way. All the cars slowed down as they approached a tight, hairpin bend.
I can smell the rubber burning.
Suddenly, without any warning, it happened.
Now. No.
Those at the rear were unaware that the van had had a major crash. It was a full 25 seconds before they turned the corner and saw what had happened. Everyone rushed to the scene. Miraculously, driver and passenger escaped with only minor cuts and bruises. The 1980 minivan, now upright once again, was a write-off. As Mike, the unshaken driver, said, minivans have just become rarer. Only later was it established what had happened. The van's near side tie rod had snapped, forcing it straight into the bank, and the impact turned the van onto its roof. Hours later, the stricken van was taken away. Like a funeral procession, the minis followed the dead van on its final journey. After a short break, the 6 remaining minis regrouped and made the most of the journey home.
We got about another 13 miles of this road.
Back on the road again, the Woolly Jumpers played their own game of Dare.
Oh yes. We're not in the middle, on the left-hand side. They were in the middle. Not when I saw them, they weren't. The next day, Sunday,
the Minis set off to visit Big Pit, the National Coal Museum coal mine in a place called Blaenhofen, Torfaen. Well, that's what it says here.
They're all lined up at the thing called the Big Pit. Steam railway just outside the Big Pit.
In its heyday, the pit employed 1,300 workers. For safety reasons, cameras are not be allowed below the pit surface.
Is everybody lined up to go down the Big Pit? All looking happy?
Eric?
The sat-navs were not always accurate.
Round to the left here it's going.
Yeah, so there goes, yeah.
The drivers ignored the warning signs.
Well, that was down here on his navigation.
Leading to the inevitable. Oh dear.
It weren't up to the right, was it? That thing?
This is a farm.
Anywhere. This is a farm. This is a farm. It don't go anywhere. Why is this? This was where his directions took us.
Doing in front of these things.
They keep pulling in. And
One last drive along the Brecon Beacons in traditional Welsh weather. Torrential rain.
Tell him to put a line in the next.
Making their way home, the Minis played a game of leapfrog.
Then we'll do another pull in. You ready, Debs? Yeah. Do this one here.
Even in these atrocious conditions, the countryside was still spectacular, and despite the upsets, a great time was had by all. Eric had enjoyed playing the shepherd of his flock.
You now got a nurse maid. Can change the nappies, see?
Yeah, no worries. We're just closing up on you now, mate. Come on, Debs. Come past.
Quickly, quickly, quickly!
Yes. Jack Van Allen. They're flying. They're driving properly.